We have Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. Here with us is Comrade himself. He's out of control. Take it away.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, this is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Where do I begin with this game? There's a lot to talk about, and eventually there will be nothing to talk about. You're gonna see a lot of loading screens. They take quite a bit of time. Most
Starting the
cutscenes.
timer?
Oh, we had a timer.
Yeah, let's start that timer. Is this where we start timer on the loading screen?
Nope. Didn't know I needed a
Nope.
timer.
No,
Let's get that going.
Timer.
Oh, you got a timer? Oh, okay, I see.
Kind of thing.
I could reset real quick.
No, let's start the timer now. Go,
Okay.
go! He hasn't done anything yet.
Well, I mean, normally the... Alright, but a lot of cutscenes in this game are skippable. This is one you can't skip. There's also a lot of text boxes where I can just mash through while in a black screen here. Normally you talk to someone there, I just completely skip over it. This first quest is one of the few that you're required to do. Sort of like a tutorial type quest, but for the speed run, I'm looking for a recall potion to manipulate coordinates later in the game to skip whole levels. And whether or not I get one of those potions is very random, so we could lose up to 10 minutes just looking for a potion. Or having rats go into here. Like I said, this is really the only mandatory quest, so if these rats get away from me, then I have to chase them down. At least I haven't found a way to skip it yet. Jumping is faster. Sometimes I just won't jump because there's a lot of recovery on the jump, and sitting here whacking barrels, I can't be just jumping everywhere. The upside to not getting a recall potion early is we tend to have a lot of extra potions for survivability, which for a marathon run I'm perfectly fine with, since I haven't really tested doing this game in a marathon, so nor have I really played this game in a while, so it's going to be interesting. There's a recall potion. And to give you an idea, in like the actual like speedrun, the RTA setting, like I would have reset like 2 minutes ago. Pretty much have to get it in the first or second room to even compete with my previous time. These rats do have some pattern to them, but they're not too hard to manipulate, but they kind of also just do whatever they want, so gotta just kind of try and stay ahead of them. I will be doing some safety saves in this run. The good news is the warping that we do requires us to save, so those can also act as safety saves. That save is not a safety save. That's for some wrong warping shenanigans that'll be coming up. Here I'm just picking up some additional items for health potions, because we're going to need them. And there's no checkpoint system in this game, so it just relies entirely on your saves, so... And it's going to be very easy to die in the next couple stages, so... just have to keep that in mind. That guy gives us some XP and a potion. Talk to the boy here. Sell all this junk. I buy that recall potion so that the next save I set up will have a recall potion on it, since that's integral to doing the wrong warping. Here I mashed square to enter a door. I'm mashing start to skip a cutscene, all of which you're not seeing. Which is why I said you see a lot of loading screens in this run. Unfortunately, some of the glitches I do in any percent aren't possible on later versions of the game. So this is kind of like the fastest version of the game, just happens to also have the slowest loads. So I'll try my best to explain this. I am saving on one level, and then I'm loading another level. And then I'm going to a specific spot on this map and recalling, which is why we needed a recall potion before. Now to do this, I have to load in a second player and recall with that second player. Now the game's saving my coordinates, my position on that map there. And then I delete player 1, and that bugs out the recall system. So when I go to recall this time, I can't. It tries to, but it's looking for player 1. And how I think it works is it's then loading the coordinates into memory, or what have you. And then I just load up a different stage. And then it wrong warps me to whatever the coordinates I loaded onto that level, which allows me to get out of bounds here. And of course skip the entire stage. Getting back in bounds is a little tricky. Involves loading in another dude. If I fail, it costs a lot of time. Mainly just more loading screens, but luckily it didn't happen. Here we're just picking up more potions. Hopefully this gives me a good weapon. I think that was a keen short sword, pretty good. Then we're just saving over the cellar because we don't need it anymore. And I want to save with that player 2 in there specifically because I got him placed next to the previous level. So when I go to do a wrong warp later, I'm going to need that save point there to be able to access coordinates further up the map for another warp. Now the GameCube version can skip this entire level. PS2 can't. And it has to do with another glitch that I'll be doing at the end of this level. The GameCube can do it anywhere. PS2 can't. Though, oddly enough, there's a cutscene that GameCube can't skip, so despite skipping this level, saving several minutes, like 2.5, maybe 3, GameCube still loses like a minute 40 on that cutscene. So it's not too much faster. It's faster, but not too much. The upside is there's a lot of potions and items I can collect in this stage that'll then be used at the on the boss at the end of this act. So a lot of these enemies can just one-shot me, which is a little spooky. Doesn't take too much time to get back here though, so I'm not really sweating it too much. This room in particular is pretty scary. Woo! Okay, not a problem. Easy every time. So in a more marathon setting, I'm being a little bit more liberal with my potions, but RTA, I would let my health go a little bit lower. I just really have to respect these guys being able to one-shot me. There's tricks I can do to obtain some extra money as well, so it's not really that big of a deal. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this trick too well while doing it, but we'll try. So, I recall next to the save point, and I now have to get my inventory screen stuck by entering a different area. When I do this, I'm able to press start while still on that screen. So I recall while that's stuck like that, and then I initiate this save point. And then I back out of the previous screen while the save screen's still up. And I enter the next area, which loads a cutscene, and because this game loads the area for the cutscene, I'm able to save in that area. So I essentially just saved at the end of the first act. So when I actually enter this new area, I load, and I can just load that save. The weird thing is when you do this, melee attacks can't hurt me, which is, you know, pretty good news. We do not got a good weapon, but you know what, that's fine. However, this guy can shoot spells, and those spells hurt. They will one-shot you. But since we can just... That would have killed me. That's going to kill me, whatever that is. Yep. Like I said, his melee can't hit me. If we died here, we still have that save state that we can just reload, and it would just go right back to this fight, so it's not a big deal. Some really lucky crits, actually. So part of the reason we play Dwarf is just because he hits the hardest. He also has a movement option that no other character has. I guess I should also point out that the reason for picking easy over, say, like hard or extreme difficulty, it just comes down to playing the game faster. And also survivability, really. So here we pick up that movement option. And as you can see, pretty quick. And that's Act 1. In the speedrun, not long at all. Unfortunately, the rest of the game is going to be a bit longer. Well, I guess you could say that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for me, because I don't remember what I'm really doing. So this section, before you get to the Dwarven encampment, is very scary. It's pretty long. If there wasn't enemies, you could probably bull rush, which is our movement option there, away from everything. But, you know, there's enemies in the way. So it's actually faster to just wrong warp. And part of setting up this wrong warp involves opening a door and killing some kobold boys, which kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? So it's the same thing like I demonstrated before, just loading in a second dude, recalling, deleting player 1, recalling. Some of these are a little scary. And this is actually one of the scarier ones, in my opinion. You can actually just fly out of bounds. The good news is I can just reload and try again, but like in like a run setting, you know, it's like that just kills it completely. There's no getting around it. But I'm basically just holding my analog stick here to the left, and yeah, that's a good position. And hopefully I just don't fly off the map. That was pretty good. This version's better than the new one. At some point, the devs realized that the recall system was bugged, and they patched it for the Xbox version. And since that's the newest version of the game, when they ported it, I'm assuming they just used that version. So the game does have a chance of crashing here. Okay, cool, it didn't happen. Why that happens, I don't know. All my menuing is going to be sloppy, by the way. You're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. Yup. Woo! This game was ported over. Game number 2 was not ported over, unfortunately. Also, it doesn't have wrong warps like this game does, that I know of. I'm pretty sure that game is mostly glitchless. For casual play, I would say any one of the newest versions of the game, one of the ports. I would say wait for the PC port because it's gonna have net play, which the new console ports don't have for some reason. It's very weird that they would exclude that, but I mean, PC Chads stay winning, I guess. I don't know. So theoretically, I could wrong warp this entire section here to skip all this. But with the loading times, it's actually like a couple seconds slower. It would be safer, though. It would save me potions. So, if I was still interested in speedrunning this game, I'd probably test it more, but it's very easy to get knocked out of bounds on this map, too. A lot of geometry to catch yourself on. It's a very finicky thing. And with some well-placed bull rushes and not getting blocked too much, it's just faster to run up it anyways. The Xbox version came out like a year after the PS2 version. You should definitely co-op this game with a friend. Would be cool if they found a way to hack in like 3 players since there's 3 characters. Or even 4 characters, but you know, that sounds like extra work. So here I'm picking up some extra items for a duplication glitch I'm going to do a little bit later. Because we're going to want a slightly better weapon than what we got right now. This honestly isn't that bad of a weapon, but we need to do a duplication glitch anyways to avoid dying, so just killing 2 birds with 1 stone, really. So this entire part of the game is a fetch quest to trigger a... you gotta light a torch, basically. And you just gotta get the items to light that torch. May have also noticed I'm naked. I just don't have any armor. So that's just how it is. But, I mean, we could wrong warp to the very end of the mountain here, but it would just create an issue where I can't progress anyways, so... Because I gotta pick up these items. Better than Gauntlet? Depends on the version of Gauntlet. For playing with your buds, it's kind of hard to beat Gauntlet. Gauntlet Dark Legacy, specifically. That's the only one worth playing. One player or speedruns, though? Don't play Gauntlet. So now I gotta go to the other side of the mountain to pick up another piece. This one's gonna be a little bit more eventful. I'm gonna save. which, you know, just for safety reasons, good idea. But it's also to set up a wrong warp later, so... They really aren't. Dwarfs are not aerodynamic. So since I saved there, I can actually spam potions, because I'm going to be reloading. For my duplication glitch, I'm going to be loading that save. So I'm just going to get all my potions back anyways. Now, this is one of the spookiest parts of the game. Good chance of me dying. Alright. That tree and that rock there, the hitbox is, like, wider than you would think, so... And you got all those yetis there, and you just get pinched in, and they're gonna one or two shot you. Easy. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Coming out of the cave's a little bit scarier. But as you can see with the AI, they're kind of frozen for like half a second. So you can kind of pick up on where they're going to go. Yeah, as you can see, this game's mostly just running away from shit. Those guys throwing the ice balls there. If you get hit by one of those, there's a good chance you're dead, even if it doesn't one-shot you. It'll just slow you so much that you can't really do anything. Something else will catch up to you. So a really cool feature for this part of the game is I can't adjust my camera, which makes bull rushing towards enemies a little spooky in some areas. I don't know why they chose to make it so that you don't have your camera, but I'm guessing it has something to do with the sheer size of the level, and then just like not wanting players to see that just at the edges there's nothing there, because that's how games work. I don't know. Didn't want to break immersion, I guess. Just like real life. So there we run into a dwarf who's all sad that he couldn't do what I can do, which is run around naked up a mountain. But he gives me oil to light this fire. Yeah, so bull rushing up this is a little sketchy. It's kind of hard to tell where you're actually able to do it sometimes. Bonking is never a good thing. So this is another one of the scarier moments in the game. These lightning boys here, which I can bonk on too. They hurt a lot. And there's a lot of them coming up. The good news is this is where I do the dupe glitch. So not only do I double the amount of items in my inventory, which is relevant for the gold I'm going to get from them, but all these boys just, their AI got reset. And the nice thing about these lightning boys is when their AI resets, they start out small and can't shoot lightning at you. So a section that is usually a run killer is no longer an issue. So here coming up is actually a cutscene featuring the boss for Act 2. I tried doing the save screen glitch on this cutscene. The problem is the boss isn't in... They're on a different map, so it doesn't load into where you would fight the boss. So, unfortunately, I gotta play the rest of Act 2. The good news is, though, that I can sell all this junk. Okay, that's a good amount. So I buy me one of those, and now I'm trying to remember Nah, we don't actually do that. That's fine. So here's what we're going to do, actually. What can I save over? Definitely that. I wouldn't do this in a run. I would just keep going. But getting some extra armor, getting some extra potions, it's just going to make the entire run that much easier. Which is very much a good thing. To me, anyways. I don't know why I bought this armor if I'm just going to sell it. Sure, that's probably too much, but whatever.
If you're in need of a weapon, you've come to the right place.
I was also going to do a safety save there, just because anyways, so I felt like doing an extra duplication glitch. So here, normally you'd have to wait for this door to completely open, but if you get in this corner and just start jumping, you can enter a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, all these things, all these, extra parts, or, additional areas of Act 2 require you to, have certain things flagged, and I haven't found a way to just, sequence break whole sections of this act just yet, so... And I don't feel like looking for them, so... much like before, I have to find items to help me escape this level. And then we can do a couple more wrong warps, and then we'll be good. So if I didn't have armor here, just about everything would be hurting me. Just about everything would be killing me like that. So, the good news is, we can reload. It's a very tough area to bull rush in, too, just because there's little things you can catch on. There's also, just explosive barrels everywhere. Oh, right, yeah. Okay, well...
Never will you see such fine steel as you will in this shop.
Not gonna waste time duping again. Just gonna take what I got. Armor in this game is more of a suggestion, really. Like, it helps, but... To put it into perspective, I should be around level 8, 9, or 10 right now, and I'm level 4, so... In the world of D&D, which this is based off of, that's a very big difference. Not that I would know, I don't play D&D. But that's what I'm told.
Found something.
Wow. That was a lot easier. I think the game was just punishing me for trying to dupe glitch to make things easier on myself.
This looks important.
And yeah, if I bull rush any of those little dynamite barrels, it'll just one-shot me. But, I mean, there's an easy solution, just don't bull rush towards them. In the final part of the mines, you come up on spellcasters that have explosive spells, though.
Found something.
And if you're anywhere near those barrels, it'll be a bad time for you. Fortunately, we get to skip all that, so... THC 0? Is that how that's pronounced? I don't know. I'm a dummy, dude. Talking to the wrong fella. Alright, so that save we had earlier for sewers level 2, load that. I'm going to mash square my second controller, that's player 2, so that I can load into sewers 1. And then I got to move him a little bit so I don't fly out of bounds for this coordinate warp. Right there is good. Yeah. It's possible to trigger the cutscene for that boss in that level, and I try to avoid that if possible, because it just takes time, obviously. To hit armor class 0, that's what bullets. This game probably also has that. I think a friend of mine asked me about that one day, and I was like, I don't know. I just know thing hit me and I die. When higher level and more armor, thing hit me and don't die. So I just warped to the end of mines level 2, mashed square. I was already on top of the door there, so now we're in level 3. We want to save over, yeah, mine's level 2 for sure. Alright, so this is the hardest coordinate warp in the game. It's also the last one in the game. Worth doing. It's very precise. It's going to allow me to skip level 3 as well as skip a boss fight. That looks okay. Sometimes player 1 can die on that recall. He didn't, so that's good. That would cost a lot of time, actually. So, same thing you've seen before. Imagine if this didn't have loading screens, man. I could play this on an OG PS3 and it'd be slightly better. So, at the end of level 3, you basically fight a boss, get a key off of her, and then that key opens a gate that you can talk to a person. How am I doing? Okay, cool. However, if you just warp inside of his little cell here, it flags that you've done everything. So now I can just go to the next area. And it's very easy to clip out of bounds or not get inside of that little cell there, so I'll call it skill instead of luck. This area, the game doesn't let you go to it early because it just gives you some mumbo-jumbo about the forest being too thick. I don't know. Forest doesn't look that thick to me. These trees are pretty thick, though. It's very easy to bonk on them. So I gotta be careful where I place these bull rushes. What's he doing over here? Interesting. This is one of those unskippable cutscenes I've told you about. For some reason, the ice cave has... Well, this is one of 2, I guess. Which is, like, half of them in the game, I suppose. Why? I don't know. So, all of the upcoming levels are so short that wrong warping just takes longer than just doing them normally. So we're done wrong warping. Entirely. The rest of the game is me jumping away from enemies. In Act 3, there's... well, 2 boss fights, I suppose. Oh yeah, another one of those unskippables. These guys are kind of spooky. They can one-shot me if they team up on me. I'm not even going to risk it. Can also just bonk on them, which sucks, but... Easy peasy. The only other threat in here is these ice giants. If they hit you with one of those ice balls, you're dead. Just 100%. You want to run towards them, because that'll manipulate them to go into melee attack mode, which is what you want, for sure. Unless that happens. Don't get hit. This is safety save number 2, I think, probably. It's worth it, because like everything else in this game, I can get one shot in this boss fight, so. Let me see if I can get the, yep, the flying dwarf there. When you jump out of that cutscene, he flies through the air sometimes for some reason. Beats me. Normally I wouldn't check these chests, but sometimes they have some cool stuff in them. I don't think now is one of those times. Nope. Okay, thank you, game. So this fight, it's a little tricky. Syraxis can kind of do whatever he wants. That might kill me. So if he jumps on top of me or hits me with any of his ice attacks, I'm dead. I try to stand in front of him to manipulate that attack to get a couple more hits on him. That's basically the strategy. If you move away from them and time your dragon rush, time your bull rush properly, he won't fly around too much, which is what you're looking for. And then you can just bull rush in. If you're wondering why when he flies I just sometimes take damage, that's a good question. Woo! Okay, yeah. I'm somehow still alive. Alright. Yeah, if that ice attack hits you, it's bad news. Yeah, this fight's spooky. So, a pretty bad Syraxis fight, but I've never seen a good Syraxis fight either, so it's not that big of a deal. That's Act 2. Oh, hello? Well, I guess I got a point and dodge. Might as well top it off. So much like the end of Act 2 there, all the levels in this stage are too short for me to get any benefit from wrong warping. It's like, you can do it, but it's just going to take too much time in loading. So it's just a jump and bull rush sim from here on out. Stuff in this swamp does hit pretty hard, but now that I'm level 10, things don't really kill me that much. There's all sorts of little bits of geometry I can get stuck on here when I bull rush, so I gotta be pretty careful about where I do it. Hey. Talk to Potion Man. I don't remember what the menuing is, but we're just, you know, there we go. Just gonna buy some stuff, you know. Sure, why not? He gives you a cutscene, Tells you some lore that I don't care about. So I apologize in advance, this is the most boring level of the game. I just don't really have anything to say about it. You're going to see me pass by items and chests and stuff like that. At this point, I really don't need anything. Like, I'll get some better gear in the Onyx Tower, which is the last leg of the game. But for now, I don't need anything. All the stuff that Snake Boy there could sell me is too expensive and not worth it. A little too far to the right. You know what you can appreciate about this act? The music, which is composed by Jeremy Soule. I don't know why I didn't bull rush there. I pressed the button. You may remember him from such hit games as Morrowind and no other hit games. Unfortunately, the sound in this game can be a little buggy sometimes. Music will kind of just load and unload when it wants to. And I think by default it's turned down quite a bit. I mean, honestly, when I run this game, I usually just turn the sound off and listen to some music. So I guess, I mean, I don't remember what I was going to say. These big boys here, they're very spooky. They hurt a lot. And I just run past them. Honestly, even in a casual run, it's not worth fighting those. They have a lot of health, and they don't drop anything that I remember. Normally I wouldn't save here, but this boss here can kind of combo you, and just that'll be it, so. And we haven't saved since before the previous boss, so trust me, it's just worth it. Okay. Weird camera adjustment there that I had no control over. Very cool. I know what you're thinking. This combat looks a little lame, but I agree. Why is the camera adjusting? Big crits. So yeah, that was the that boss fight. I'm not gonna try and pronounce his name because it's just a bunch of S's strung together. He doesn't drop anything really relevant when he dies. Some stuff I could sell for more potions, which I'll probably do just to maximize my chances of not dying in Onyx Tower. Or just to make sure I have enough mana potions to keep bull rushing. There's a mini-boss coming up that the game wants you to fight. This guy. You can just jump behind him. Bulk. For some reason, I always forget where to go in this level. Hopefully that won't happen. Okay, yeah. Elevated ground for whatever reason. It's all coming back to me. There we go. Couldn't remember. Hello? Oh! Okay, yeah. There we go. My bad. So now we're in the Onyx Tower. You can't recall out, and it's just 5 levels of all brand new enemies in a very neat environment, I suppose is what you could call it. They all hurt a lot, too. Forgive me, there's going to be a lot of me trying to remember where to go. So like I said, I haven't played this game in a while. Well and truly prepared for the marathon. Owie. So the Onyx Tower chests are going to have pretty nuts gear in them. And we're just going to be picking those up as we go. The weapon racks you'll see, they don't really have anything special. The weapon I'm holding right now is probably just better. And we're not going to stop at every chest because that just takes way too much time. Oop, wrong room. Hey, bud. Look out. Oh, man, don't do this to me. Oops. There we go. I knew I went left at some point. That's pretty good. Whatever that is, probably pretty good. So we're armored up, we just need to get a weapon. That was probably a bastard sword of some variety, which is what we're looking for. Owie. Oh yeah, so there's a level in this game called the Thieves Guild. Or the Thief Hideout. I honestly can't remember since we skip it. That level has a bunch of traps in it. This game reintroduces those traps, but in this level. But yeesh. Those guys will shred you quick, so. But since we're so beefy now, the traps don't do anything to me, so doesn't really matter. Just run past them. I mean, that's pretty good. That's something else. Oh yeah. Not good rings, but whatever. I think in my my PB, I think I got like 2 rings and an amulet of strength +5, so I just got +15 strength for the final boss. And I didn't hit a single crit on her, which would have tremendously sped up the fight, but oh well, you know, whatever. Whatever, I guess. Oh yeah, this guy. Okay, he did the flame attack. That guy, if he pokes you with his big stick and you don't have enough armor, it one-shots you. I always forget that he's there until I remember that he's there. You know, usually when I replay the game again. Haha. Hey, bud. Stop. There's a weapon at the end of this stage that I could get from a mini-boss. It's, very good. One of the best in the game. Which way am I going? Arguably not as good as some other options that you get from playing on Extreme. But, still one of the best. However, to fight that boss is too time-consuming for not a whole lot of gain, so we just skip it. I'll show him to you, though. Hey, bud. Bye, bud. Yeah, why not? Another Ring of Dexterity. Sweet. I needed more of those. This guy talks your ear off. That's about it. Safety save, just so I don't have to put you guys through this game again. And then, yeah, this is the final boss. What did I get here? Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. She says something, I don't care. And then we fight. Kind of the same strat with Syraxis. I'm bull rushing in and out of danger. Owie. This sword sucks. Why can't Daddy just get a halberd? Okay, yep. Get out of there. She gets bigger. So, you know, if you're into big mommies, this game's got it. Oh god, she's huge. I kinda actually need her away from the stairs. Stop that. Why are you doing this? This is probably the longest I've ever taken in this fight. But as you can see, it's pretty easy. Time's coming up when I hit this gate in 2 seconds. 1 and 2. And I was wrong, and I'm not facing the gate. Okay, time. That would really suck if she stepped on me with her giant feet. I would hate that so much, dude. So yeah, that was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Interesting speedrun. Probably a lot more to find. It's a pretty broken game, to be honest. Unfortunately, none of the new ports really have the broken stuff in them, so you gotta seek out the PS2 version. Or the GameCube version. The GameCube version's even more bonkers. I just hate playing this game on GameCube, so... Oh yeah, the game ends on a cliffhanger too. You know. Luckily they made a sequel, so that doesn't look too stupid.
Where did the portal lead? It led to a far,
You should definitely play the sequel. Much better game,
from Baldur's Gate,
casually speaking.
far from the Sunset Mountains, far from the marsh of Chalimber, and far from safety. But that is a tale for another time.
But yeah, thanks for the GGs. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, the second one's great. Check out the PlayStation EverQuest games as well. Champions and Return to Arms. Kind of the same developer, same engine. So, mostly the same game. Same style anyways. Alright. Oh. I'm just in here with someone. Oh, it's a restreamer. I don't know if I cut stream or not. I would hate to ruin things.
All right. Any last words? That was a 55-27, by the way. I don't think I mentioned.
Hey, sub 1 hour, I'll take it.
There you go.
But,